is it possible that Chewbacca is Snoke? And I know what you're thinking. Well, I actually don't know what you're thinking, but I know what I'd be thinking about if I was thinking about this. I'd be thinking of something.
Well, you said it, Chewie.
And for me, started to put a couple of things together, which I'm going to go through with you now. I think I found conclusive proof on why Chewbacca is Snoke. Let's go through those. So let's get into it. So there in the character description, there's a couple of things that I want to point out, which are really relevant to why Chewbacca is Snoke. Okay, so one is 200-year-old Wookiee. I want you to remember that. Two is I want you to remember the life debt that Chewie owes Han. Three, I want you to remember that Chewbacca's 8 feet tall and he's covered in long hair. And I want you to remember about his bowcaster. All right, so the main reason on why Chewbacca is Snoke. One, it starts off with this life debt that apparently owed to Han Solo. Apparently, Wookiee code suggests there's two things that you can't do. You can't sleep with your best mate's girlfriend. That's a given. That also happens in humans. That also happens in Smurfs. That all happens in all creatures. You just don't do it. Alright? But the second one is if someone saves your life, apparently you've got to owe them the rest of your life. For me, if I've got to owe my life to someone else because they saved me, I'd rather be dead. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to be anyone's slave. So Chewbacca thinks like us. He's like one of us. So at first he's thinking, you know what? Han Solo, he's going to die pretty quickly, so this debt's going to be over. But then, this guy keeps dodging death, and now he's become friends with Jedis, and he's got, everyone on his side, and he can pay Jabba back. He's thinking to himself, fucking hell, I'm going to be in this life debt forever. He's thinking to himself as Han's getting older and older, fucking hell, mate, just die already. So apparently there's a couple of there's a couple of cut scenes from Star Wars where Chewie actually tries to poison Han Solo with some rat poison in his coffee, but apparently it didn't test well, so they got rid of it. I got that from my sources. So Chewie is trying to get out of this life debt because all he wants, right, is to live a free life. And I think, honestly, I also think another part of the movie, he wanted to, he just wanted to go and go to a planet and just bang other Wookiees, as you do. It's normal. There is Chewbacca's motive. The Wookiees lose the war. He's got hate in his heart. He's bitter. He just is really pissed off. And then he gets his life debt. I think he wanted to die, to be honest. And then Han Solo saved him. And as time turned, he's fucking, he's just turning, his mind's mulling over, and he I think he has his hate for Solo. And on top of that, Chewie starts seeing how reckless Solo is. The way he rides the Millennium Falcon, he's got to do all the side jobs, he's not getting paid. There's his gambling debts. And then what tops it off is this issue with Jabba at the end, He gets into this thing with Jabba, owes him money, and he's like, man, I just want to live the rest of my 300 or 400 years in the Star Wars universe in peace. I don't want any headaches. So Chewie starts turning. He starts thinking to himself, is this worth it? So in this sick pit of sorrow and hate for Solo, he becomes dark himself. He sees Vader, sees the Emperor, sees the dark side, thinks to himself, how am I going to get out of this life debt? So he thinks, all right, I'm going to turn Ben Solo into the dark, and I'm going to get him to kill Han, and no one can pin this on me, and I can get out of my life debt. Call me crazy, but the facts all add up. I'm not joking, people. So Chewie's hate turned into the dark side and get Ben Solo to kill his dad. So this had been mulling over since Return of the Jedi. Chewie wanted Han dead. In actual fact, the trigger point was Empire. When Vader locked him up and carbon freezed him or whatever, Chewie goes, yes, I'm out, I'm going to go, I'm free. But then that stupid Return of the Jedi, he gets saved by that idiot Luke Skywalker. And that's why Snoke hunts for Luke Skywalker. Because he wants to get payback for Empire Strikes Back. You can't make this stuff up, people. So, let's go. He's got that. He's got that simmering hate for Solo. But also, think about it. At this point here, inside knowledge. Inside knowledge is Chewie was around the Solo family their whole life. Knew Ben from a little kid. So from very early on, he knows how Han and Leia treated poor Ben. And he used that. So he would go and get all that information, and then when Han was sleeping on the Millennium Falcon, he would act as Snoke and have a little, hologram thing, right? And he would go and transmit to Kylo, and Kylo was like, "Fuck, how do you know all this, Snoke? You're a genius. You're so wise." And meanwhile, turning. Then he made the Knights of Ren, told him to make the Knights of Ren because we're going to start the First Order. And, mate, Chewie's not fucking dumb. Let me tell you, he's one smart cookie. So he's manipulated Kylo, and he wanted to do it earlier, but then he thought Disney wouldn't allow the movie to go forward because it would be like a XXX rating. I don't know. Is that even a rating? Or is that porn? I don't know. Yeah, that'd be weird. So he wanted the movie to be like still PG-13 or whatever it is, so millions of dollars could be made. That's how Chewie's thoughtful. That's what I want people to understand. That leads us to the scene where Han Solo gets killed by Kylo. Now, guess who's in the room at the time of the killing? Chewie. You've got it, people. Now you're starting to put two and two together. And why is it so critical that Chewie's in the room? Because Kylo, right, needs to prove to Snoke that he killed Han. He can't just go back on the hologram and say, "Hey, mate, I just killed Han. I'm a Sith Lord now, or I'm a dark side guy, or whatever. Fuck it, It doesn't work that way. You need proof. Because once you stab that guy and he falls back into that pit, no one can find Han Solo. He's just become ash. So Chewie strategically puts himself in the room while holding his bowcaster at the same time and watches him kill. And Chewie's scream there, went, "Ah!" That's not scream of hate or sorrow. That's scream of fucking finally, I've got rid of the fucking life debt. And in excitement, he's accidentally pressed the bowcaster and shot Kylo straight in the hip. Amazing. I know. Luckily, it hit him in the hip, and that still gave him the chance to Kylo to go and fight Rey. And it's also part of his training. And now Chewie's thinking to himself, "Fuck, you actually killed him. I'm free. And now I can go hit on Rey on the Millennium Falcon." He's sick. Chewie's a sick individual. Wants to tap up some 20-year-old bird on the Falcon. So he's becoming Han, really, in the end. Just lays out the reason why Chewie is Snoke. And I know you're amazed, but just think of this. Chewie's 8 foot tall. How tall is Snoke? Exactly. Snoke is reported to be 7 or 8 foot tall. Now, I think one big factor that people must take into account. Why is Chewbacca covered in luscious hair at the age of 200? I'm nearly in my 40s and I'm losing half my hair. This guy's 200 and he looks like he's just come out of a shampoo commercial. I think because it's fake. I think Chewbacca has got all that hair to cover his old, decrepit, scully body. And if you take that hair away, who does he look like at 8 foot tall? Snoke. Case closed. Chewbacca is Snoke. Thank you, YouTube fans. Subscribe and leave a really hateful comment. Thank you.